Singleness. To be single implies to be separate, independent, alone, all one. That's what it means to be single. To be single means to be separate, independent, alone, all one. To be unique, that means you are different. Having a sense of identity, knowing who you are, separate from prince, separate from the crowd. That's what it means to be single. Then we say to be single implies also to be whole. That means you are complete, lacking nothing essential to well-being. That's what it means to be single. So again, looking at those three different things that makes up being single, if I ask you how many of us are single, would you say you are actually single? If to be single means to be separate, independent, alone, all one, most of us think we are. To be unique, different, having a sense of identity. To be whole, complete, lacking nothing essential to well-being. There's a difference between being single, right, and being unmarried. There's a difference. Most unmarried people, if you ask them, are you single? They will say they are single. And what they're actually saying is that I don't have a husband or I don't have a wife. That does not literally mean, or that does not really mean that they are single. And most people who are married, if you ask them, are you single? They will say, no, I am married. I am not single. Because in their mind, they believe that being single implies that I don't have a spouse. But in reality, being single implies to be separate, to be unique, to be whole. There's a difference between being single and being unmarried. That's why I said the problem with marriages is that the people who get into marriage are not single before they get married. They are not separate, they are not unique, they are not whole. They are not all alone. They are not self-sufficient. They are not independent. They don't have a sense of identity. They have issues with self before they get married. True singleness is not defined by marital status. Hello? So the average person has never been single since. The average person has never, if you follow this definition, right, and the details that I gave you, the average person has never been single. Human relation is plagued by the absence of whole persons. So the state of singleness implies it is a state of being responsible. Hello? If you are single, you are part of it. It implies that you are responsible. It implies that you have self-awareness. You know who you are. You recognize your actions. You recognize why you think the way you think. Why you behave the way you behave. You know, some of us don't know why we behave the way we behave sometimes. My wife just talked, and before you know it, I'm in a rage. Why are you in a rage? What did she say that warrants you slapping her face? Sometimes we're trying to project it on the other person, right? We try to say, he was the one that provoked me. Or it was because of what she said. That's why I slapped her. But in reality, we are not aware of our triggers. That's one of the things we'll be discussing. Because this module is very big. We are not aware of our triggers. We are not self-aware. That's why we behave the way we behave. Because if we are self-aware, we'll be able to recognize when our trigger is being pulled. Hello. Then we'll be able to say, okay, this is coming. Abby? It's coming. Okay, now I'm going to choose my response. My responsibility. Right? That's why I said to be single means to be responsible, to be self-aware. It means to be in a state where you have proper self-esteem. Proper self-esteem. That means that you do not think low about yourself and you do not think too high about yourself. When you think too low about yourself, they say you have low self-esteem. Abi? And then when you think too high about yourself, you are a proud person. arrogant human being, walking up and down. People who are proud, they are not single. People that cannot be corrected, hello, are not single. Person when you know if you talk, say, what you are doing is not good. This thing you have done has consequence. Don't behave like, don't do this kind of thing, my husband. And then the next, who are you? Why you talk to me? You don't say I'm your husband. Go, sir. That person is not single. You married somebody who is not single. That's why you have a problem. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you following me? The state of singleness is the state of independence, the state in which you have defined your identity. You know who you are. So you are not intimidated by who somebody else is. That's it. Anytime you find yourself being intimidated by the personality of another person, it's because you have not come to know who you are yet. Because if you define who you are, then it does not matter what the person looks like, what the person has in his pocket, what the person drives, or what the person has achieved in life. You know who you are. You know where you are going to. So you are not intimidated. Singleness is a state of wholeness. When you are well, mentally, especially. Because there are a lot of sick people mentally. They wear good clothes, fine clothes, but they are sick in their minds. You know, in Africa, we don't talk much about mental problems because we think that mental problem is a taboo. If somebody say, as you just mention mental problem, the guy decreased. Once you just say anything about being mental, we automatically conclude that the person is mad. Hello? But it's not all mental problems that is madness, that equals madness. In the Western world, they know. So somebody who is easily depressed is not well. The person is not well. Somebody who loathes themselves. You know what it means to loathe? You hate yourself. You know there are people who hate themselves? They go to the point of cutting themselves or inflicting pain on themselves. That's not a well person. That's not a whole person. We'll talk more about these things as we go. Singleness is a state of being fulfilled. That doesn't mean you have everything. Hello? Because that's the problem. Many of us think that those who have plenty money are fulfilled, right? That's a lie. I told somebody one time, I said, there are people who every other week stand before 10,000 people and preach to them. And you will look at the person and you think that, man, this big pastor, right? That has 10,000 members, drives a very big Jeep, lives in a very big house. You will think he's fulfilled, right? Then, a couple of years down the line, you will hear that he has committed suicide. I mean, it's happening in Nigeria. It's happening abroad. But he's successful. Everything looks okay. But in the inside, he's not fulfilled. So a single person is somebody who is fulfilled. It's not somebody who has achieved everything they want to achieve. No. But the person is where they are. Huh? They have attained contentment. Hello? Not complacency. Contentment. They have attained a position where they are happy with the state where they are now. Knowing fully well that this is not the end of them. That they know where they are. So your self-identity help you know your purpose, right? So you know where you are going to. And then when you are fulfilled, you will not be fulfilled. Fulfillment doesn't come when you get there. Hello? From where I am here, I am fulfilled. Then I walk towards my purpose. That is what I have identified myself to be. What I believe that this is what I'm supposed to be here on earth, what I'm supposed to do here on earth. But from where I am, even if I have not attained it yet, I'm fulfilled. That's a single person. Singleness is a state of not being needy. So now, how many of us want to be single for the rest of our lives? Is there any time? I've talked to you a lot now about being single. What being single means, have you? Is there any time where you don't want to be single? Hello? Even in marriage, do you want to lose your sense of identity? Even in marriage, do you want to get to the point where you are not fulfilled? So there's no time when we should loathe being single. Amen. So we're now able to answer the question. There is nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being single. The problem is we have confused singleness with being alone or being unmarried.